Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I am trying a bunch of makeup I've never tried before. And it all is because I tried just a smattering of things from this one brand. And I was like, these are good. Let me try some more. And I picked up a few more things. And then I was like, let's try all of it. So I am trying About Face today. About Face is Halsey's makeup brand. I don't know a lot about her as a musician, but the things that I have tried from this line have really impressed me, like the matte lip liner. I really like that. Their foundation that came out last year, that's been really good. I also like their Cherry Pick hydrating lip product. It's like a click up oil and or gloss and stick formula. So I've tried a few things and I'm like, wow, all of these are good. And then I've heard reviews that are like, this is amazing. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I have like a bin full of About Face things here. Now, not everything is going to be from the brand because they don't make a powder. I did not pick up the mascara. There are just some things that I don't have, but I tried to get as many things as I thought I would use to create a look with. And then there's even some things in here I probably won't get to today, but we'll talk about all of it. I already have down a little bit of corrector. Everything that I'm using on my face, I will put in the description box down below. I'm going to link them all, but if it's not from About Face, I won't show the application of that because I want you to see how these products from this brand work. Some of them I've used, a lot of them are going to be like a first impression, but I'm really hopeful. I have been so impressed by these and the fact that it's, affordable, that you can get it on the drugstore side of Ulta. I mean, it's like expensive drugstore, but I would much rather pay more for a product and have it be excellent than pay kind of like those higher end drugstore prices and have it be like, eh. So let's start with this. This is the Performer. I've been using this for a while. I've really been liking this. I have the shade LN1 and this is their foundation. Best way to describe this is that it has a natural finish, which means it's not terribly matte, but it's also not terribly glowy. I do like the packaging for this, but I wish it had a pump. That would be great. But I do like this little chrome lid to it as well as the rest of the packaging. It's really, really lovely. So I'm just gonna take a damp sponge and start working this in. I like how many shades they have in this foundation. They have olive tone shades, they have warm shades, cool shades, neutral shades, and I really think that's great. There's a really wide range. So between all of the shades they also have a really good split of fair, light, medium, tan, deep. And it's not all, like a whole bunch in the middle and then a couple on either end for the extremes. No, I really like that. And you know what's funny? For years, I was always the lightest shade in foundations on the drugstore end of things, and sometimes those would be too dark. I got a shade lighter than this. I got the fair N1, and I looked like a ghost. So I like that they have foundations that are even lighter than this. I never really expect the wide range from the drugstore when it comes to shades for complexion products. The shade range for this is excellent. I also really like the way that it looks on my skin because I feel like it's really good at perfecting without looking heavy, and that's exactly what I'm always wanting. I'm going to reach for the brow pencil. This is called the Brow Artist Brow Pencil, and I have the shade number 5, Ash Brown. It has one of those triangular sort of tips, so you have one edge that's really small for fine strokes and an edge that's a little bit wider. I like the spoolie here, was feeling it. I like that it's not really scratchy and it's not too soft. I think it's going to be perfect for distributing product through the brows. I'm hoping this is a good shade match. Ash browns usually work pretty well for me. Okay. I think the first thing I'm noticing here is I have been very much focused on using products that are very skinny and thin, like really thin, like the Nano Pencil from CoverGirl, as well as the Precisely My Brow Definer, which is that 0.08 millimeter pencil from Benefit. And this is definitely a different sort of product. It's also much softer. I feel like this is one of those that it all comes down to how does it spoolie through. I don't want it to be too heavy or too dark, but I also want to see what it looks like. Because if it sits in one area and won't move or moves too much, I don't like that. Sometimes if I'm spooling things through and I end up with it like above, that is not what I want. Maybe they do have like a clear brow gel or a tinted brow gel. I didn't notice one and maybe I missed it. I know that my Ulta does not carry like the full range. Some things I had to get from the About Face website. And I was very happy to do that because it kind of let me see what there was. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff there that is maybe for a younger audience, and definitely not something that is going to tickle my 49-year-old fancy. But I feel like for brows, it's pretty good. Is it going to be my first, like, I have to have another one? I don't think so. Like, I'm pretty happy with the little micro pencils or the nano pencils from Benefit and from CoverGirl. I've also been liking the 2-in-1 brow stylus from Maybelline. That's kind of like a pen on one side and a clear gel on the other. And it's so skinny, so skinny. It's just amazing. I really have been liking things that are much smaller than like a Anastasia Brow Wiz or a NYX micro brow pencil size. Those ones that are round but they're small. I like ones that are even smaller. All right, let's move on to the blush. This is the Cheek Freak. This is the shade Champagne Room. This is a cream to powder product, and it's so pretty. The problem I had is that there were no shades online. So when I went to my Ulta, there were limited shades. Some of the shades looked really pretty, but I feel like these are gonna be really sort of pigmented blushes from the swatches. I was noticing that. So I got one of the lighter ones, and I'm just gonna use like a big synthetic brush, just kind of like tap my brush in through here, pounce it off on the back of my hand, and then my goal is to apply blush, but it not be too much. And I know this brush looks like frightening. It's the powder brush from It Cosmetics. This is the all over powder brush. But I like something like this because it's really good at diffusing those edges and not picking up too much. I still feel like I might have too much. It's a very pigmented blush, but I do like this corally peachy shade. I got so many eye products. I know I probably shouldn't have, but let's just go through them. So they have these matte fluid paints. These are like the sort of thing that you could swipe on your eye and use as a base. They do have like an eyeshadow primer. I was like, forget it, I'm gonna use one of these. And when these dry down, I hear they're just fantastic. So I ordered 2 shades. This is kind of like a warm medium brown. This one here is the shade Capulet. And the other one that I got, I didn't realize was as cool. So when I saw it come in the mail, I was like, ooh. So it's more taupey, definitely has more of a gray undertone to it. And this one's called Smell Before Rain. I like that I have a cool option and a slightly warm option. But when these dry, I've heard people say they don't go anywhere. Boy, you need the smallest amount. Look at these, whoa. Super pigmented. I also picked up one of their fractal glitter eye paints, and this is the shade Glitch. And this looked really interesting to me because it kind of reminded me of one of the luxuriously lucent shades I always wanted to get from Lisa Eldridge and never did. And it's kind of like a sparkly black. This is the shade Glitch, and it reminded me of the shade Liza from Lisa Eldridge, but she's much less expensive. And I was like, ooh, that could be fun. As a liner, that could be fun on the lid. I also picked up one of their holographic eye paints. This one here is in the shade Intuition. So it's showing really bright magenta, but there will come a point where it flashes green and gold. It's kind of hard to see it on camera, but it is absolutely stunning. Here it's looking like it's just 100%. But you can see as I'm turning the tube that there is a little bit of green in there, a little bit of gold in there. So this is a really fun shade. And I like that we're getting holographic shadows that are pigmented at the drugstore price point. I also picked up one of their shadow sticks. This is the shade Pearly. Does it have a, oh yeah, it does. I love that. It has a sharpener on the other end. So you could use this probably as, oh, so lovely, as either eyeliner if you sharpen it really sharp, or eyeshadow. I like that. I'm trying to see what there is to see what sort of look I'm gonna build. But this is really interesting, and I did get an eyeliner. I love it when they include a sharpener on the other end. This is the Longwear Gel Eyeliner, the Artist line, and this is the shade Devil's Diary. It's kind of like an eggplant shade. So I am going to try and find a way to cobble a look together using these guys. The nice thing is now that these are dry, they're not going anywhere. They're not, yeah. Whoa, whoa. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Man, okay. I'm curious to see how these wear all day. If you've tried any of these products before, let me know what your thoughts are, especially on these eye products. I'm always looking for something that is a little bit more on the affordable side, but is really gonna stay put, like it's not gonna travel, because I have leaky eyes. My eyes are forever tearing up and crying, and what I don't want is stuff to migrate throughout the day, especially since we're heading into the warmer months. No, I wanna put it down and I wanna trust that you're not gonna move. I'm going to start with just a little bit of Capulet, and I think I'm going to use my finger to blend this out. Oh, this is really pretty, even just this. Oh, this could be like a perfect one and done eye look. You need the smallest amount. The smallest amount. I feel like we're right at that point where, you know, if I don't blend this edge, it's going to set and then it's going to look a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I used the teeny tiny dot like that and then thinned it out. I dabbed just a little bit of this down here below. I want a little bit of color on the bottom lash line, but I'm definitely gonna floof it out a little bit. I feel like I could be happy wearing this with a little bit of liner and mascara. All right, but let's keep going, see what else we can do to add interest to this look. I think one of those things is I'm going to put some of this on my, you know what, on the back of my hand, I'm like, I have a palette for that. So I'm going to put some here. And what I'm hoping to do is just diffuse a little bit of this with a synthetic brush on my eye. So I don't know if this is the best way to apply it. I feel like I'm definitely in trial and error mode, you know, where I'm seeing what works. I feel like the finger might be the best way, but my goal is not to put down like a lot of color here. I want it really kind of thin and not too dark. I'm gonna go in with this eyeliner. I realize now I got a mixture of light and cool tones. It may be a little higgledy-piggledy today, but I'm really here not to create a look that's like perfect cohesion color-wise, but is more how do these perform? I'm really curious to see how these wear throughout the day, so I'm gonna use this above the line, the lash line, as well as in my waterline and see if it stays put. I'm always looking for something that I can use in the waterline that is not going to go places. And then I'm going to take a little brush, a little teeny tiny liner brush. This is the one from What's Up Makeup. This is their R112, and it's such a perfect little teeny tiny liner brush here. So at this point, I'm not picking up any product. I'm just kind of smudging it into the gaps between the lashes, thinning out the line here at the beginning of the lid. And I'll use this to kind of drag some of this up a little bit for like a little mini wing. I told myself I was not allowed to buy another plain brown eyeliner, so I'm like, you need to get a color. And I don't know that this is reading as much different, but it certainly is, you know, an eggplanty purple, which is still kind of reads as a neutral on the eye, but it's my beloved brown. So I put a little bit of this holographic eye paint here. I'm going to use the tiniest brush I have. This is from BK Beauty. It's the 208. And what I want to do is just for giggles, add just a little bit of this right at the lash line over the top of the other, just to make it just a little bit more whimsical without taking it over the top. I'm always worried that, you know, something like this, but I've been loving like holographic liner. I got one from What's Up and I have been using it a lot, and using this in that way, I was like, oh, that'd be fun. I picked up one of their highlighters. This is their Light Lock Liquid Fluid, and this is the shade Roses in the Wall. There are 4 shades of this. Part of me is like, should I have gotten the champagne shade? It looked a little dark. This feels very similar to a lot of other highlights that are on the market. It's kind of thin, when you blend it out. It's highlighty, but it kind of looks like a liquid blush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sponge and kind of just pick up a little bit of this here and then just tap it right over the top. I've been trying to find creative ways to use this because if I put it like a dot directly on my skin, it eats through foundation. It eats through blush. It eats through other things, and that's not what I want. I want to be able to pick up just a little bit of it and give myself that glow that I want without it being too much and getting rid of what I already have down. I think this is still doing that same thing where I feel like I'm losing not just pigmentation of the blush, but also a little bit of the foundation I had down. This is not my favorite liquid highlight. I've had this for a couple of weeks, so I've been using it. Just like I've had the foundation for a while and I've been using it. The eye products are all new to me today. The blush is new to me today, but I know that this right here is like, it's in the, I think what, $18 or $20. I don't know that this would be the first highlight I would recommend to you. If you're looking for a liquid highlight, I think there are other ones. It's not bad, but it's a little finicky. I mean, it's pretty, but it's one of those where I feel like you got to do it just right, or you could ruin all the time you spent just putting your face on. The other thing you could do, and I tried this before and I like it that way, is to put it down first and then start building other things over the top so it doesn't really disturb anything that's down first. It's okay. It's just a little finicky. You know how much I love a lip product. The first thing that I ever tried from this brand were these. These are the Cherry Pick Lip Butters. I have 2 shades here. These are so beautiful. They're that click up only, kind of really melty, soft gloss in stick formula, but they have so much more pigment than the ones from Tarte, than the ones from other brands. They're not very sheer. They're like ultra pigmented and very glossy. But these right here, my friend, these are the ones that have made me go like, what? I need to try more things from About Face. These, let me tell you exactly what they're called. These are the Matte Fix Lip Pencils. I have 4 shades. I've got both the warm and the cool red. I've got kind of like a deeper brown shade, and my favorite shade is this kind of pinky, like a light pink rose shade. This is called Little Little. This is the one that I've been going through like quickly. This one's great. This is Midnight Seduction. Here is Forever Flame. And this is Sound the Alarm. Sound the Alarm is I think you'll see it better if I make a larger swatch, is more of the warm red. Here is the cool red. I love wearing warm and cool reds all the time. I really lean for a warm red in the summertime, so I'm really excited about that. Let me swatch these guys for you. Here is Watermelon Take, but do you see how glossy and how opaque they are? These are much different than the NYX Fat Oil Lip Slicks or the ones from Tarte, the Maracuja Juicy. These just have so much more pigment to them. It's just like, I mean, yeah. So here's Kiwi Fuzz and Watermelon Time. I love the feeling of these. These feel really good on the lips, but you gotta know you're getting a lot of color. You can sheer them out. I mean, it's not like they're not impossible to sheer out, but I love the look of these. Like, so sheared out, they're more like this, but that really glossy, I love that. The one thing I haven't tried from the line is this. This is their Light Lock Lip Gloss. This is in the shade Adore Me. I know they have a matte lipstick, but the truth is I'm not a matte lipstick kind of girl. Oh, wow. I like how, let's just see. I like how cool this is. Oh, it feels really nice. There's a bit of a minty, smell to it. I actually really like the doe foot. It's kind of at an angle. It's flat, but it picks up just enough. Like I already put a swatch of it here and I still have enough to like put gloss on my lips. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. This is beautiful. I think I wasn't expecting it to be this dark. I was expecting it to be a little bit more mauve tone, but she's very pretty. I did want to wear something else today, so I'm going to take this off, but I also like that I'm not getting any stringing and pulling. Let me put on another layer, because like for me, it's like, does the gloss string and pull? Does it get heavy and puddle in the corners? I don't think this is like doing that stringy, goopy thing that I never like. It does have just the slightest, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 1 for like minty tingle. I think that mint or vanilla or something, if you're not gonna wanna spend something like a really expensive amount to get a remarkably unique scent or flavor, mint always works. This is beautiful. I like that it's not heavy, it doesn't stick to itself, it's really shiny. I don't know how this would wear for a long term, because I have to try it out for you that way, just to see, does it find all of my lines? Does it feather outside of where I need it to be? Because with something that's this pigmented, and the fact that the older I get, the more collagen I'm losing, volume in my lips, I have those fine lines from drinking out of a straw too much, and I'm definitely at that point where if products are too hydrating or too glossy, they do find those fine lines and trail, and that's not what I'm looking for, but this looks fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. Let's build a different look though. Oh, the other thing I should tell you is here I am trying to get these off. Like, this is the makeup wipe, so it will get it off, but like, you gotta have to work. And that's what I like about these. I love those gel formulas like the Pat McGrath, the Charlotte Tilbury, the Lisa Eldridge, the ones that are gel formulas that when they set, they don't budge. This is like that, but $12. So I put a little bit of the warm red pencil and sound the alarm on. I'm gonna throw on some of this in Watermelon Time. These do also have a scent to them. These smell more like cherry, hence the cherry pick lip butter. Oh, I love this lip. This lip is screaming summer. I feel like I might like this better had I not put the multi-chrome here. I wanted to try as many things as possible. I feel like this look would pull together a little bit better with something like this all over the lid, with a little bit of the warmth of like Capulet. That blush and this lip I think would be better, but I wanted to try as many of the products today as I can. Now remember, this is just a first impressions, with the exception of the foundation. I love the lip liners. I love this glossy lip pen. I feel like there are so many things here that are really good. One thing that I've been trying, and I know enough to know that I don't need more of, is this. Is it bad? No, but it is just a little bit pickier. I want a little bit more glow, but if I pile it on to get a little bit more glow, it does, because it is really hydrating and has some oil in it. It kind of breaks down what I have there. And I've tried applying it with my finger. I've tried applying it with a brush. I feel like the best way where I disturb the least is where I take a sponge and dab it on. But this is probably not for somebody who doesn't want to be super careful. If you want to just slap your face on and go, it's going to take more time and effort. Maybe not for you. But I feel like these guys right here, oh my goodness. Now, I'm a boring Betty. My youngest has two of these in kind of like a really pretty light violet shade and like a light teal shade. They're so pretty. They're so pretty, and they wear really well, which is why I knew I wanted neutrals, because I'm boring Betty. But I can't wait to wear this one like all over the lid, kind of sheared out, or to use this one as a liner. I mean, because look at that. That'd be great for a smoky eye. But even when it's blended, look how lovely that is. I really feel like these are fun. And honestly, I love this. I don't know that this liner is going perfect with the lip, but I don't care. I feel like these eye products are really great. I feel like the pencil is not the style of pencil I like, but if you like something that is a little bit softer with that triangular tip, you're probably gonna like these. I feel like it will build. I do have nice brows. I just want something that's a little bit more precise, because I feel like I could use a little bit more up in here, and every time I tried to build it there, I would either get too much and have to brush it out, or I'm trying to, it's too thick and it looks too obvious. I have to play with it a little bit more. So right now I'm loving the lip products, loving the eye products, definitely love the foundation. I even really like this. This is so pretty. I think this is great. And I'm just gonna feel like I wanted a little bit more blush, because the minute I put on lipstick, it can sometimes like, yeah, blank me out. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanna know, have you tried this brand? Are there products that you absolutely love from this brand, or ones where you're like, you know what, something else is better? Because these prices, these aren't like completely drugstore prices. The foundation is $22. The blush, I think, is in like the teens. Not that prices aren't going up, because it's hard to find like a foundation that's under $10 at the drugstore. A lot of them are like 12, 14. Some of the really expensive newfangled ones are like in the, you know, high teens, low 20s. I know prices are going up everywhere, but for me, it's the type of products that they have that are different than a lot of other ones, or they're executed at a slightly higher standard. So I'm willing to pay the price, because it's not as much as something that's kind of like, you know, Urban Decay or Too Faced or Tarte. Those are definitely more expensive products, but I'm still getting something that's fun, something that's innovative, something that makes my 49-year-old skin look beautiful. And then I feel like these lip products, they're They're so fantastic, so fantastic. I want to know, what are your favorites from this line if you've tried them? If there are things that I don't have here because I pulled on all my About Face, and there are things I bought specifically just to do this because I've been so curious about the line, and there's something you think I need to try, let me know what it is in the comment section down below. Thank you so, so much for watching. Look in the description box for links. They will be affiliate links. It doesn't cost you any more to use them, but if you do use them, it gives me a small commission and really helps my channel. But I'm going to put everything down there, including the things that you didn't see me apply, you know, like the corrector and the concealer and the powder, you know. All right. Hey, thanks again for watching. I'll see you again soon.